future of technology is on full display at Cisco Live Amsterdam, showcasing innovative ways to simplify IT, enhance security, and drive AI readiness for businesses. The event featured new AI infrastructure, data center solutions, and an emphasis on workforce upskilling and trusted partnerships that can enable organizations to lay the groundwork for innovation and scale. But here's the thing. Businesses that fail to adopt AI and modern data strategies could risk falling behind. It's a big reason why we're seeing massive investments being made within enterprise-class organizations in data and AI initiatives. 86% are planning to invest at least $1 million, and nearly 1 in 5 will invest $5 million or more. And this really highlights the resources organizations are willing to put towards driving innovation, gaining competitive advantage, and capitalizing on what some believe is the most transformational time of their business. The question isn't whether AI will transform industries, but whether your organization is ready to lead that transformation or, again, risk falling behind. Now, I had a chance to speak with Hitachi Vantara at the event to dive deeper into their approach, helping businesses build trusted data foundations, drive AI innovation, and strategically place workloads for optimal efficiency and performance. And the result is ensuring that companies aren't just prepared for the future, but positioned to lead in it. Now, none of this would be possible without data. And while building a solid data foundation might sound complex, it's truly the backbone of AI innovation. By laying the right groundwork, businesses can unlock the full potential of their data, streamline operations, and uncover valuable insights that drive smarter decisions. But before we explore solutions, it's important to identify the key obstacles that are standing in the way. What's the biggest data challenge your organization is facing right now?
Actually, there's so many challenges right now. So one of the ones that I see most often is that sort of an overabundance of what we call ROT, redundant, obsolete, trivial data. Clearly, there's also an access problem. So just being able to find the data that you want to make a decision is also rendered sort of complex, difficult to find. The tooling, non-intuitive. So I could just go on and on and on. And it's amazing because companies have invested hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in BI, in storage, in analytics. And we still have trouble just figuring out how much of our product did we sell in the last quarter. And then you find the number, but then there'll be 3 different cuts of it. And this sort of goes on and perpetuates itself everywhere. So I'm finding that our clients are faced with trying to actually bring everything together to be able to answer simple queries quickly and be able to display it in a way that's easy to understand. And unfortunately, after all the money we spent on analytics and BI and all these other things, we still can't get there. Now we have AI coming, so maybe it'll all get solved with AI. We'll see.
Now, to tackle data challenges effectively, it's crucial to think beyond just storage and consider how data flows across the business. Integration can be one of the most significant hurdles as teams work with various systems and tools. So how can organizations make sure everything works smoothly? With the distributed nature of data, systems, and platforms, how do you make sure everything works smoothly without running into integration headaches?
In today's context, the data has been distributed quite heavily, and this poses a lot of challenges to the end customers. For example, they need to manage the data, store the data efficiently, keep the data secure, and also make sure that these data is readily available and accessible for later insights and analytics. Operations teams have these challenges on how to make this data available. They have these challenges about designing their infrastructure to ensure scalability, high availability, and also keep this data secure from ransomware attacks, for example. We, Hitachi Vantara and Cisco, have published various reference architectures and design documents so that customers can take these reference architectures and design documents and integrate these elements into the data center and make sure this data is readily available and accessible and also compliant for these various purposes. It's not only that, we extend also into AI solutions. We have produced various reference architectures, especially the latest one being Hitachi's IQ platform with Cisco C servers, where customers can take these building blocks and build this resilient infrastructure for their AI workloads as well. So this enables customers to simplify their pain points on these integration aspects and focus on their business outcomes.
Another area we know organizations are focused on is reliability. It's a big reason why Hitachi Vantara consistently delivers ultra-reliable data infrastructure solutions that can support the ever-growing demands of today's businesses. So how are they doing it? How do you make sure your systems stay reliable and meet customer expectations, especially when things don't go as planned?
One of the main things that customers want is uninterrupted operation of their applications running on our infrastructure. Today in the keynote just an hour ago, Oliver mentioned that every year, industry loses about $400 billion for lack of uptime. Whenever systems go down, every year we are losing $400 billion. So it's very important to make sure applications are running all the time without any downtime. And our solution exactly provides that. It's like a two-step process. So our VSP offers hardware level redundancy by providing 2 controllers as well as multiple chips where it can afford failure of one and still being operational. That's at the component level. And we also have a reference architecture where we provide multiple levels of redundancy to manage any kind of failure, be it a NIC on the computer or a host or a HPA failure on a host or any kind of link failure or any switch failure. So we have IP switching and we have FC switching, and in both switching networks we provide a redundant design. Like for FC networking we have Fabric A and Fabric B. For IP networking we have leaf and spine topology with various redundancies. This ensures the uninterrupted access of applications to both external network and the storage network, even in the event of a NIC failure, HBA failure, link failure, a switch failure, or a storage controller failure. In all these scenarios, we make sure applications are up and running all the time.
In order to keep customers happy, it's all about adapting data strategies to support the next business opportunity or to embrace the latest AI innovation. With business needs and market conditions changing so fast, how do you stay agile and adapt quickly to keep customers happy?
I think it's actually fairly simple. It's not easy, but it's fairly simple. All you got to do is listen to your customers, which means talk to your customers. It's as simple as listening to customers and being laser focused on what your customers are telling you and what they're telling you openly and what they're telling you kind of behind the scenes. So be customer focused. I think that's the answer.
And let's not forget about sustainability. With the amount of data being generated and consumed, it's important for organizations to consider how their data practices and infrastructure decisions impact the environment. When it comes to sustainability and making operations more environmentally friendly, how is your organization approaching that? To what extent does it matter to your business?
So sustainability really has turned from, let's say, self-imposed obligation to being a real requirement to be in business. Many clients require you to reach certain standards to do business with them. That's no different for Hitachi Vantara. We have a very strict program put in place to become carbon neutral in the foreseeable future. And the same, of course, also applies to our products, which we bring to market. For example, we have our new VSP1 block machines, who has got the ranking #1 and #2 in the latest Energy Star rating. So we walk the talk and bring these products to market, and as a consequence of all of this, we achieve very high ratings at external agencies. So we walk the talk and make the world a little bit greener.
Now, as I mentioned, of course, none of this innovation happens without AI. If you're curious how businesses are turning strategy into action and scaling AI with confidence, don't miss our next video. And if you're already exploring AI, stay tuned for how smart workload placement can drive performance and impact.